I got this new dress, and I'm gonna wear it. And I'm like, oh, that's a nice dress. And then she came out this morning, I was like,
When I started my health journey, and there's a lot of you guys that watch the channel, I mean, you know, eating whole foods has just been my passion. It's changed my health and my whole life. And I had gotten her book, and that totally changed everything. And she has changed so many people's lives. She's an inspiration to so many people. She's a wonderful educator. She's taught people, millions of people all over, and she is like a trailblazer, and you guys are going to freak out. From Weston Price Foundation, she is going to blow your minds off and just teach you so much, and I'm so honored to introduce to you, Sally. So come on up.
Different videos on there with bread baking if you would like some different recipes, and I usually do it step by step so you can actually follow along. So I'm going to be doing 2 different breads today. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm going to jump right in. I want to show you my favorite bread. It's our pita bread, and I'm going to make it up. All right, you're not supposed to use, I heard you're not supposed to use metal with sourdough, but I'm fixing to do it to start down. This is my sourdough starter, and to me, this makes all the difference in pita bread. I've tried different pita recipes because we really like pita bread, and I never could make it good. I never could. And so when I started doing this recipe, and I was so amazed. I didn't know you could make homemade bread. And so I went home with the recipe and everything. I was so excited, and it was a huge flop. I mean, huge flop. And so fast forward a few years, when I found out about all the different ingredients that were in our food, because you can't even pronounce all the stuff that's on the back of it. Even the better bread at the store has got so many additives in it. So then I started baking my own bread, not sourdough, but I started making more of our own bread. And so then fast forward a few more years, we moved to Mississippi where Tommy's aunt, Stacy, lived. That's where I learned about sourdough. I didn't really start making it a lot then, but I did make it some. And when I started selling at the farmer's market, that's when I started doing a lot of sourdough. And unfortunately, Aunt Dossie had already died because she'd have been so proud that I was selling her bread, you know. You see it sticking to my hands? And so you're working flour in. It's real sticky still. And so and you're turning it over because your flour's gotten on the bottom of your bowl. I want to tell y'all too, this is going to rise, and then during the next class, I'm going to put it into a loaf. And then it'll rise, and I'm going to bring it over to the sun oven booth, and they're going to bake it for me.
So because they ran water through your property, you wasn't forced to have to do anything with county, city water, nothing?
Okay, so the deal is if the pipes are there, there's no meter, then you're fine. But if you, like, I had the option to sign up for a meter in the front, it would have cost me like $300, right? I opted out because once you do that, you get a monthly bill, use the water, no use the water, right? So that was 8 years ago. Now I've opted, Mom's here now, we got the water for it, it cost me $1,200. So they 3 times me on that, but I still save money. Get into the community, right? Don't just go to a place, it's like a great piece of land, and a couple neighbors look by, and then you leave, and you talk about it, and you make an offer, you know? Go there, spend time there. Go there when the sun's going down. There's 2 movements in all country towns, right? In the morning and at night. People going to work, people coming home, right? When I looked at my place, I mean, there's no traffic. 2 cars, 3 cars at night, right? That's it. So you want to go and check out that traffic. How are people coming and going? How many people are going down the road? Do you like that? That's very important. Talk to the people. Spend time in the local restaurant. Spend time in the local store.
I mean, everything.
I don't think
Yeah.
be prepared. 3, okay, it's 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is done. How many generators do I have? Right. That's right. Everything I have is in 3. Sounds crazy, but it's true. And I'll tell you, you'll have that one go out, you'll go to the other one, and the other one will go out. I promise you. I got 2 trucks, right? We only had 1 truck for the longest time. I got up this morning to come here, the serpentine belt just comes off of it. So 2 is 1. Now I have 1. See? But I made it here for you. Otherwise, if I would have had 1, I would have been done. Right? You guys would have been sitting here talking about what's up. I get the Honda generators. There's lots of good generators out there. What you want to do is look for the decimals, how loud it is. Honda generators are quieter than I'm talking now. You might see 3 of them. So why not just get the right one? I like the Honda generators that are quiet and durable. I have 1,000 gallons of gas on my property. Right? I did that the day Biden got sworn in. You guys think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. I was calling that place. I knew what was coming. I was calling them every day. Where's my tank? Where's my tank? Where's my tank? Where's my tank? I said, Stacy, go stop by there. When she goes into town, I want to see your face. Go by there. Go by. Honest to goodness, they dropped those tanks off the day before. They filled them up with gas, and the gas shot up. I think like $600 or something just on that. They provide the tanks.
Yeah, if you check your local, like MSA, municipalities, and then
different utensils. Okay? Just give you a thought.
I like to use it because I use a lot of cast iron.
Do the simple way.
Well, I use a lot of cast iron, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't like using metal stuff.
I have about 15 people at St. Louis use my stuff strictly cast iron.
There you go.
Strictly cast iron. And when one of them breaks, they call me. Where you at? I need some more.
sun
You
oven.
can feel the heat when you stand next to that thing.
You know, it makes it hard when you want to be an all-American company.
Ooh, yeah.
You can get them faster and cheaper through China, but we refuse to do it. So, right, we like to be American-made.
Discovered there that there are diseases and parasites all over the world as far as bees are concerned, but only in the countries like America, where beekeepers are fighting parasites and other disease agents with chemicals, is where the problem is still persisting. Because when you try to kill all of the bromides with chemicals, you're just selecting for the resistance in the bromides that becomes stronger and stronger every year. And you're not allowing natural selection to take its course to select for the bees that have natural immunity to these diseases. Much more information too is on keeping bees with a smile and keeping bees on horizontal hives, two essential. So we covered the first foundation, the bees themselves.
Today we are at the 2021 Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy Homesteading Life Conference.
In Hannibal, Missouri. So we had a good time last year. It was the first time we came to this event. So we thought we'd give it another try, come back this year. This time we're going to stay for Sunday and Monday, and lots of interesting stuff going on here. We're just in the middle of the lunch break now, and we'll be going on the dinner boat cruise later this evening. We'll get some video from there as well.
Just for fun, just for having some tomatoes and peppers, and maybe you're thinking about ramping up, right?
Because you know what, when you talk about growing food, every year is a total different situation. Like this year, we're having craziness, aren't we? With the weather.
Yeah, I'm building a cabin.
Yeah, he's building a cabin. And that's one thing, a lot of he always says, growing food can be difficult, right? That's why we have grocery stores. Yeah, why we have our grocery stores. So this year, it was so cold. We had a lot of cooler temperatures. We had a lot of rain. And so you look at a lot of the growing that we're doing, and the tomatoes were terrible this year. If you're from around our area, the squashes just did terrible. They just got dissipated by all the bugs and everything. And maybe I only got a couple of zucchini, believe it or not. But it's just one of those things. Every year, it's a challenge. You might have drought, too much rain, not enough rain, too many pests. But you will always have rock stars in the garden. Right? You'll always have one. Like you'll get so many peppers, or you get so many cauliflower. Or this year was the year of the fruit. How many people did go with fruit? Like strawberries, blackberries, and the blackberries were huge, and the fruit was great. Peaches are great this year. The apples were great. So where you have one fail, a lot of people are like, oh, my garden did so bad. You're going to do good in other ways. So
Have you guys seen these before? These bags, sometimes they're made out of beeswax.
So the plastic is one thing, everyone's trying to get away from. It has a lot of xenoestrogens, meaning fake estrogens, that are good for the body, because your body does not do well with those. And so just kind of replacing certain things where you don't have to keep buying, and that stuff doesn't break down in our environment. So for some of you guys that don't know, Doug and I live off-grid, and we live 100% off of a rainwater catchment. And we also have a composting toilet, so basically you go to the bathroom in a bucket and put sawdust over it. And we humanure, and basically that's how we compost our waste. And we are pretty much 100% self-sustainable.
I thought you were going to say crazy.
And we've tried a lot of things. Things have worked for us, things haven't worked for us. But what has worked so far is our rainwater catchment has been awesome, and our composting toilet has been awesome. So you want to talk about composting toilet or anything?
No. It's a crappy subject. You guys got any questions? Here's basically how the system works. It's a bucket, it's sawdust, okay? Use the restroom, you cover up what you do, and if you smell it, you add a little bit more, okay?
With a medium like the natural
Sawdust,
sawdust.
peat moss, coffee grounds, leaves.
Leaves, yeah.
Sawdust is number one, and the drier the better. Don't let your sawdust sit outside and get all wet and everything. Do you guys feel the blessings?
I knew Doug, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have drove all this way, man. If Doug got out here, Doug said, hey, we're down where I'm at. I said, see you, man. How do you
This song you gotta say. You have a chance to cover your ears, and you'll want to because the horn is exceptionally loud. On stage this evening, we have one of the finest entertainers this side of the Rocky Mountains. That's David performing for you tonight. He takes the club. Please do not hesitate to ask. Have a pleasant evening. We'll be underway in just a moment.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep,